Stephen Galley. Well, man, we finally figured out this year that you swim the 200 freestyle and didn't get a chance to do it. So what that means is at the alumni meet, we're going to add the 200 freestyle, and I expect you to go throw down about a 146 or so. So keep the legs in shape, keep breathing every other stroke instead of every stroke on your right-hand side. And it'll be interesting to see what comes next. But yeah, it was disappointing we didn't get to see each other as much this year. But overall, it was a fun 3 years getting a chance to coach you, and I'm curious and excited to see what the future holds for you. Alrighty. Gus Gingrich, man, you absolutely have the champion mentality, heart of a winner. Between watching you race everybody as often as you could in practice and getting yourself borderline psyched out of your head, it was always a pleasure to see you get ready to race and get a chance to go really truly throw down every opportunity you got, whether you were racing someone in a 50 freestyle in practice, breaststroke, whatever it may be. You always left it all in the pool, and that's a trait and a skill set that's gonna do you well no matter what you do in the future. So I'm excited to see you in the future, and boy, has it been a fun couple of years. Bobby, I am convinced that somehow you made up coronavirus because you didn't want to race a 500 freestyle this year. We just figured it out. We had just figured out how to get you to race hard for a whole 500. And then this whole thing shows up. So I'm convinced that this is some elaborate conspiracy theory to keep you below 500 in the 500. So we're adding the 500 freestyle to all future alumni meets, and I expect you to be there. So it's been fun watching you, giving you a hard time after some of the races, and you always took all the feedback and the criticism so well, and it's been a pleasure to coach. So enjoy whatever the future has for you, and it'll be fun to see you when you come on back to DLS sometime. Derek, I don't know if you remember this, but the first time you introduced yourself to me, you walked up, said, "My name's Derek Hallis. I just started swimming. I swim the 500. And there is not a single freshman who has ever walked up and within the first 30 seconds acknowledged that they swim the 500. And boy, did you stick with it. That's a heck of a race. I swam it 2 years and decided that, nah, 500, that's plenty for me. No, thank you. I'll stick with the 1 and the 2. So sticking with the 500 and all the longer distance events through all the high schools is an absolute serious testament to the mental fortitude that you've got. Again, it's a skill set that's going to hold you well, and I'm looking forward to whatever comes next for you. Charlie, I think if I remember right, you're going to go down as the only person in history to be both a diver and a swimmer, to have a diving event and have swimming events. So far, I think most of our divers, or actually all of our divers, have always been just divers. So I appreciate you really jumping in, literally for the diving, and figuratively jumping in and taking on the mantle of both a diver and a swimmer. Really truly embodying the swimming and diving of the shirts. So shirts and polos and towels and all the good stuff. So thank you for being a diver, Charlie, for being a swimmer, and I'm curious and excited for everything that's going to come next for you. Mr. Rissy, so with the season getting cut short, I didn't get enough coach or I have a question. I didn't get enough of that this year, so you're going to need to come back and swim next year. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work, but you'll come and swim in the morning and go do whatever you're doing. But I'm going to need to get my fill of exasperated groans out of Joey Rissy. So make that happen however you need to. I expect you there February, early next year, when we get back in the water. Because again, gotta have the exasperated Rissy groans and the bartering to cut yards off, and the agreement and the arguments of, no, that was 10, I promise, when you're on number 6 of the 10. So thank you for making those morning practices always fun. It's been an absolute pleasure. Mr. Wishnow, it has been a long road for you. You always were the kind of the quiet leader in the group. I tried to teach you not breathing on one side and leadership. Obviously, the not breathing on one side part didn't stick, so I'm hoping the leadership part does. But that's the one that's going to stick with you a little bit longer as you move forward. So it's been fun having you in the water every single day that you're there. There's always a nice kind of quiet, reliable leader throughout the course of the group. So I appreciate that, and man, am I looking forward to seeing what comes next for you and seeing you when you drop by DLS, whenever that may be.
without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way, where it began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Hey. Damn, who knew all the planes we flew, good things we've been through, that I'd be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side. And now you gon' be with me for the last ride. Been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way, where it began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Oh, oh, oh. turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken. The love will never get lost.